I guess what I hear Labor saying is generally this sounds like a good idea, but as we always say, as everyone always says, the devil is in the detail, guys. And can we trust this government to get the detail right? Shane?
Look, I'm not opposed to it. There's a bit of romanticism, though, that a granny flat is somewhere in the country where you put your mum and dad at the back. You know, a lot of hapa and iwi saying, "Oh, this is quite exciting in terms of papa kāinga." Yeah, I get all of that, but I also live in not far away from the CBD, and last year we had major flooding, and it wasn't because of there was a lot of rain, but actually the infrastructure became overwhelmed very quickly, and I think what we could see intensification without the infrastructural planning, and sewage, drinking water. All of that is very important part of the component. So the devil is in the detail, but there are some real negatives. But I don't think it's a discussion, debate that we should shy away from simply because it's National's idea. I think there's some merit in it, but I know that most of this will take place in bigger cities that have got major infrastructure deficits.
Here's the big concern for me. It seems both Labor and National are talking about building granny flats. And the way it's being said, and Chewy, I think you kind of echoed it as well about tiny homes, is building something on the back of your property. Yeah. Now, I know a little bit about granny flats because when I lived in Auckland, we had 3 properties like after each other, all of which we had people living in the basement. I think a granny flat in a lot of places is a basement flat.
Yeah.
And I know that when we converted a basement in West Auckland in Titarangi, it cost us then $25,000 to completely refurbish it. And my mate bought a place in South Auckland, a 2-bedroom, maybe even a 1-bedroom unit for like $250,000, and we were getting the same rent. So it was actually much more financially advantageous to convert downstairs. Now, when we converted downstairs, we didn't get consents. We did things properly, but we didn't get consents. And I know other people wouldn't get consents to convert downstairs. We'll just chuck a kitchenette in there and there's already a toilet. We'll find a place. They're the kind of granny flats that concern me, not so much the ones that are a new build out the back or a versatile, cottage that they put out the back, that kind of stuff. And I know that the guy who did our plumbing for this place we put in underneath, we needed to have a sump outside because it was underneath the level of the pipe. So it went into a sump and then it got pumped up and out. And he said, with that word of a lie, we'll just put a rubbish bin in, a plastic one, and then we'll get another rubbish bin and turn it upside down and put it in on top of it. It's the cheapest way to do it. And we went, how would you do it properly? And properly is it's a concrete vessel and it's sealed. But he would have very happily just have put a rubbish bin out there as the overflow to then pump the waste out of that up into the thing. So they're the granny flats that concern me more, that won't need the consents that the current ones do, rather than the cottage out the back of the property.
The problem we have, and look, we like most people out there watching and listening, you normally talk about your own immediate experience. The problem we have is that in Tamaki Makaurau, the code compliance is dated right now in 2024. One of the things that we don't have enough of around here are natural soakholes, wetlands, etc. And if you're just going to build, put a concrete block on the back of where I live, and there's plenty of room to do that, and same with my next door neighbours, you're just going to have the next time it pisses down like it did last year in February 2020. February the 26th. You're just going to have an intensification of those problems.
I guess when it comes to them floating this policy, is who's it for? Yeah. Who do you think National is going to design this for? Is it for a landlord who can squeak in another profit-generating unit into the same property that he has? Are we going to see more of those absolutely dreadful garage conversions? Or are we having someone sort of go, maybe how we do housing in New Zealand needs a look. Maybe not everything needs to be the quarter-acre paradise or 4-bedroom home. Maybe people need a different way of living. I'm not confident that they're thinking in the long term, because that's what we haven't had out of this government. We haven't had that sort of thinking. I'm also concerned about the fact that they seem to be overreaching councils by going, oh, you don't need council involved. Don't worry about it. When we know that council's infrastructure for Three Waters is absolutely under the gun. And then, of course, what you've mentioned, Shane, is that we are staring down the barrel of worse weather events.
Yeah. No,
It's just laughable. I can't trust them.